During last night's Republican debate, the candidates addressed numerous issues facing the country, but one group says their issues were not mentioned. News 2's Macy McLeod joins us in the studio with a look at the problems facing urban communities. Macy?
Brendan, the Center for Urban Renewal and Education hosted a forum today to look at the issues facing minorities and people living in poverty. They say it all boils down to education reform.
It's underappreciated the damage of the welfare state in the Black America today, that in the 60s, family life was relatively healthy. 75% of Black children lived in a home being raised by a married couple, husband married to the mother of the children. Today, that number is exactly reversed. 75% of African American children now live in a single-headed household, and the poverty rates in those households are astonishing.
The panel agreed this family structure does not allow for the same type of education and focus on moral values within the home, and demanded better education for impoverished children.
When you see how many children end up dropping out of school and ending up in our prison systems, these are things that we must address.
It matters little your ethnicity, your economical background. Educate yourself, and you can pull yourself out of poverty.
The panel says quality education is not always available in every neighborhood, so school choice is the answer.
Find the candidate that supports school choice, charter, vouchers, things like that. Stop saying you don't want public dollars going to private schools. This dollar started off private.
We spoke to one local father who found a way to get his son into a private school that he says gives him a better education than the local public school.
Because a lot of people don't know there's a lot of grants out there you're not aware about. And she found one, and only thing we really pay for, like, little extra activities. But other than that, the school's paid for.
He says he recognized the importance of his son receiving the best education available.
You got to have education to get to the paycheck you want.
And for those children living in poverty whose parents aren't as involved,
Even if they're not getting a good moral structure in their household, a worldview that they understand they have an obligation to society, to be responsible with their choices, to be self-sufficient, we can do that in classrooms.
And the panelists cited education reform, specifically school choice, as the solution to multiple problems like poverty and the amount of young minorities in prison. Macy McLeod, News 2.